Hi, I'm Jo Gillard. I am the Facilities and Utilities Manager at Ferrero Manufacturing plant in Alfreton, Derbyshire. I'm responsible for the buildings maintenance on site, both from an internal and external perspective. So we've got a lot of contractors on site which help support the maintenance of site equipment, from production machinery right up to our high voltage electrical distribution. We felt that our current systems of managing contractors, right from prerequisite checks down to site access control and our permit to works, just weren't up to scratch, and we could do more to safeguard these processes. Initially, we wrote a specification document of things that we wanted to get out of a system. We visited some of their existing customers to see their systems in action. Obviously, in the end, we chose OneLook system, and the reason for that was because it offered us the best all-round package in terms of functionality, and also was the most tried and tested system that we saw that was currently operational in lots of other different companies. So before, we just had paper-based permit systems. Previously it would have been via email or by a phone call just to let security know that certain people were coming. So we've used the system as a way to clamp down on our site processes. So the system hasn't made us behave differently, but because we've got the system, we've also put in new site processes and procedures at the same time. One of our biggest challenges in moving away from paper was actually people, and people on site understanding the change. But we had a lot of permit issuers who thought that doing things electronically would slow them down. But in actual fact, if you went and spoke to some of those people now, they would say that the electronic permit has speeded things up. So I think in terms of processes improved, I think speed of issuing permits definitely improved. The feature that we've most benefited from is actually the visitor and contractor booking system. So the fact that our security guards now know who is coming to site in advance of them coming is a massive change for the site. So yeah, the fact that we know who's coming, and when they turn up we know that those people are already pre-inducted to the site, which speeds up the process of access to site, especially during COVID. Knowing who was coming and being able to control the amount of people on site was a massive benefit. As I said before, we not only know who's coming each day, but when they're here we can track where they're working. Because of the site map and because of the way that the electronic permitting process works, we can isolate the areas that people are working in and know where they are. We also know when they're on and off site. And one other benefit that we found is that being able to log exactly how many contractor man hours have been spent on site is beneficial from us from a reporting perspective and also cost control perspective. We can really dig into how long people have spent on site compared to how long they may have said that they've been on site. We've had a new health and safety manager who's joined site since we've implemented this. We've had 2 audits now. We've started auditing on a monthly basis our permits to work. There's still improvements to be made, but I think he feels a lot more comfortable than he would have done if he had audited us before we implemented the OneLook system. We wouldn't have been audit ready before we implemented the system. Now we are a lot closer to being audit ready. Definitely recommend OneLook system, both from a sales and implementation perspective, also from a functionality perspective. So it delivers pretty much all of the functions that we needed as a site, and any functions that we have come across that we found the system doesn't quite have the functionality for, OneLook are in development with. So we know that OneLook are going to cater to our needs on a long-term basis.